Hello friends, what you see here is the world's map, and what I'm doing is I'm making a series of videos in which I'm trying to establish the relationship of India, ancient India, with the different regions of the world. So what I'll do is that in each video I'll cover a relationship of India with one particular place. So in today's video I'll talk of the relationship that India had with the Middle Eastern part, which is Mesopotamia and Syria, and then I'll keep moving westwards so that I can cover the relationship of India with let's say some parts of northern Africa and then some parts of Europe. And once the west has been nicely covered, then what I'll do is I'll start moving to the eastern side and see what has been the relationship of India with the other regions of the world, especially ancient India, in terms of the philosophical contributions of India and the technological contributions of India. So in this video, we'll have a look at one research paper on the antiquity of Vedic culture, and it comes from the Journal of Royal Asiatic Society of Great Britain and Ireland. So this was published in the year 1909. So if we go through this paper, so this got published with the Cambridge University Press, and these are some of the details. The author goes on to say that it appears therefore quite clearly that in the 14th century BC and earlier, the rulers of northern Mesopotamia worshipped Vedic gods. So if we come back to our map here, you can see here that if we consider only this region, you can see the closeness of this region both with Egypt. So say for example, there is a sea route between from Syria to Egypt, for example, and this region is quite close to Egypt, as well as it's quite close to Turkey and then to the parts of Europe. So in the 14th century BC, and of course it is very close to Saudi Arabia. So in the 14th century BC, you see the author is mentioning here, based on archaeological records, that this region was ruled by the Vedic kings. So let's see that again. So it goes on to say, it appears therefore quite clearly that in the 14th century BC and earlier, the rulers of northern Mesopotamia worshipped Vedic gods. So moving ahead here, this raises some questions, and some of these questions are listed here. That first question that arises, that what were the Vedic people doing here? How did they manage to become the rulers here? And if they became the rulers here, what were the names of the cities of this region that they gave? Where are the ancient records of the regions of cities of this region? And when were these names eventually changed? It raises another question, that if the rulers here were Vedic, then what were their religious practices and how those religious practices influenced this region given their status of powerful entities? So what were their religious practices? Were they idol worshippers? Did they follow monotheism? Then the next question that arises is that how were these people who were worshipping multiple gods, maybe natural gods, how are these people different from the pagans that appear in this part much later? In other words, could the pagans that were found in Saudi Arabia much later were kiths and keens of these people here? Even if they were not, what was the difference? How do you differentiate a pagan from idol worshippers or Vedic people here? I'll build on the same argument, and in the next set of videos I'll provide some more evidences that will go beyond this region. Thanks again for watching.